Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We're here to help young men level up mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and socially. And make sure you stick around to the end because I have a little twist I want to throw in that I haven't seen covered in any video so far. So stick around for that. But without any further ado, we're going to get into the topic. Alright, so the thumbnail and title were not clickbait. I'm going to show you exactly how to structure your finances so that short of death, it's impossible to not become a millionaire. And what we're going to cover today is the Roth IRA. So, what's a Roth IRA? Individual retirement account. So there's two IRAs. There's a regular individual retirement account and then the Roth. The Roth just means that basically all the money that you're putting into it to fund it has all been taxed. So it's come from employment or any other way that you gained capital that you already paid taxes on can be placed in this account. Now, why that's important is because once it's in this Roth IRA account, it grows tax-free. I want to make it clear, Roth IRA is not an actual investment. It's a tax-free account, right? So once you put all your taxed already money into the Roth IRA, then everything that goes on inside that Roth IRA happens without taxes. So for example, you have the Roth IRA here, it's empty, you're just funding it, right? It sits in a settlement account. Then you want to start buying stocks, ETFs, or whatever. So we got Coca-Cola, we got Realty Income, we have Home Depot, we got Procter & Gamble. So these letters right here are what you call tickers. Tickers is basically a nickname for the stock, right? So instead of writing out Coca-Cola, for some reason it's KO, but that means Coca-Cola, PG, Procter & Gamble, Realty Income is O, Home Depot is HD. So if you're ever trying to research a stock or ETF or index fund, you find the ticker that represents that, right? And this is just four that I just threw out. This whole Roth IRA could be one company, it could be these companies. That's individual stocks, which I don't recommend, especially if you're a new investor.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
It can be ETF, which is basically a bunch of companies bundled into one. What they do is they take an average, they average those companies out, and that's your return. But another reason that I chose to put these particular stocks, right, is because they're all dividend stocks. So what's a dividend? Basically, you buy a part of a company, and when they receive their earnings, they split it amongst the owners, because once you buy a stock, you're technically an owner in that company, right? I get emails to vote on different things within the company because I'm technically part owner. Once they break down their profit and they spread it amongst all their owners, you receive a dividend. So say you only own one share of Realty Income, your dividend might be $2. That $2, if you have the stock within the IRA, becomes tax-free. Now let's say you have $1 million portfolio, right? And you're receiving $50,000 a year in dividends. Now that whole $50,000 is going to be tax-free. So it's something that you can scale up. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm definitely not your financial advisor. But what I do and what I would suggest you look into is creating a dividend portfolio inside a Roth IRA, because your capital and your dividends you're receiving are both growing tax-free, which is speeding up the process, making the compounding faster. So without paying taxes, this curve of your profit is going to start going up quicker, because the other and maybe more important aspect of this scenario is time, right? I will recommend immediately creating a Roth IRA no matter what your situation is. It's super simple. It's like making a regular bank account. You're going to go to Vanguard, you're going to go to Fidelity. Any of these institutions have one. You're basically going to put your personal information and your work information, and that's it. Then you're going to have an account. You don't have to fund it immediately, but we're going to discuss that. So funding it. As of right now, if you are below the age of 50, your maximum contribution per year is $7,000. Now, when you break that down to monthly, it's about $583 a month. Now, when you break that down to daily, it's a little over $19 a day, right? Now, if you're above 50, it's actually $8,000 per year that you can put into the Roth IRA. The reason they do that is because it's a retirement account. So the 50 you're starting to get up there. Retirement age is 59, right? So they want to be able to let you start piling up more money because you're getting closer to retirement. Now, when I made mine and I started, the maximum I can put is 6,000, right? So they upped it. Hopefully they keep upping it because it's a very powerful vehicle. All right, so now you might say, Moquin, the year's halfway over. You can't expect me to come up with 7,000 to put in the account.
But you can't do this to me.
You can do whatever you want to do. So tax time is kind of like the financial New Year's, right? So for the 2025 year, you can contribute up to 7,000, right? And you can do that over a period of time, all the way up till April 15th of 2026. If you were to start right now, you have basically half of July and you'll have half of April and you'll have all the months in between. So let's say about 9 months. You want to contribute the whole 7,000. $777 per month. Okay, so how much is that per week? So here's what the breakdown looks like, right? We gotta think pragmatically. So $777 a month sounds like a lot, but if you break it down, a little under $200 a week or $27 a day. Now this is gonna be a stretch for some people, but find out what you can contribute and just start contributing now. Because again, time and compound interest are gonna be your two biggest allies. So the faster you start, and the younger you start, the more growth potential that you have. And then once you hit April 15th, you have a whole year till the next April 15th of 2027 to try and max out the 7,000. That's when you will go back and it will be $19 a day or $583 a month or however you want to do it. And then I will also set up automatic investments so that you're not thinking about it. It automatically goes into the account every week, every month, every 2 weeks, however you want to do it. Now, like I said, this is a very powerful tool, so there are limitations. The contribution amount is the biggest limitation. Another rule is once you put in that 7,000 for the year 2025, you're able to take out that whole 7,000, tax-free, penalty-free, it's your money. But any profit made on that 7,000 has to remain in the account, right? So let's say you put in 7,000, you leave it for a year, and you make $300 profit, right? So next year you have $7,300 in the account. You can take out that 7,000, but you have to leave that 300, or else you're subject to a 10% penalty and taxes on it. Obviously, I would recommend avoiding taking any money out of the account. But if you ever face an emergency where you need to access it, whatever contribution you put in, you can take out tax-free. So say you did 3 years, fully funded, you have 21,000 in the account. That is removable, disregarding any profits. Now, another rule beyond that is, it's 2025, I fully funded it, but I have an emergency, I need to take it out. All right, false alarm, I want to put the 7,000 in. I can't put the 7,000 back in for the tax year of 2025. I would have to wait till 2026 and fund it with that 7,000. You can't just keep ping-ponging it, right? 1 year, one amount, strict. Now I want to do a quick illustration of how powerful time and tax-free growth. So you got Jim and Joe, right? They both watch my video. They like, comment, and subscribe. Actually, no, Jim like, comment, subscribe. Joe didn't, so fuck Joe. All right, boom. So let's say they're both 18 and they made a Roth IRA and they both work. All right, Jim decides he wants to max it out. So he's gonna put $583 per month into the account. And Joe can't quite squeeze it, he wants to do 400. Now, being a retirement account, they're gonna leave it in there until they retire. And let's assume they both receive a 7% interest over that 41 years, which is the average. And we're not gonna have them invest in any dividends or anything like that. So what's the difference between that and not $183? I can figure that out. The ultimate difference is about $500,000 over the 41 years. $183 difference a month compounded at 7% interest over 41 years winds up being close to $500,000, right? So that's how powerful each component of wealth building is. Now, they're both gonna do fine, right? Joe's gonna be a little over $1 million. Jim, my boy, is gonna be at like 1.5, a little over 1.5. So they're both gonna be set financially. However, maxing it out is ideal. And that's not even including the fact that once he gets past 50, he can put even more than that $583, right? So it actually should be higher than that for both of them if they do that. Powerful, powerful stuff. I'm putting y'all on game. Again, this is just a vehicle, right? It's not an investment, it's an investment vehicle. You still have to figure out your investment strategy, right? I'm gonna make other videos about different investment strategies that you can use, not only in this account, but regular accounts. But it's now time for the finale and the cherry on top. We're gonna talk DJT. He's implementing that no tips or overtime are going to be taxed. How does that going to work with this? Potentially phenomenally if you're tipped or you have a lot of overtime. So if these aren't federally taxed, if you can put them in the Roth IRA, then it's going to be doubly not taxed, right? So you're saving taxes on the actual work you're doing and then on the growth. That's powerful stuff. Now, if they're not eligible to be put in there, then guess what? You're still gonna have more money to be able to max out your account. So it's a win-win. Either you can't technically put that money in the account, but you can still have the money tax-free, or you can have the money tax-free and put it in the account. Whatever scenario is gonna be great for wealth creation. Now, however you feel about the bill, that's your own business. I don't care. But what I am telling you is that utilized correctly, that portion could help you achieve your financial goals. And that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? This is just a basic overview of the Roth IRA. Remember, Roth means tax-free. There's also a regular IRA. But I don't know about you personally, I don't like taxes. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, the comment section is designated for that. So I would suggest you put it there or keep it to yourself. And if nothing else, just make an account. That's all I'm telling you to do, right? You can figure the rest out later. I'm gonna have more videos coming out. You can use resources like Google, Graham Stephan. You can find the information out, but get the ball rolling. That's the video for today. I'm out.